Welcome to ESO Daily. I'm your host, Mr. Ribbon. Alright guys, so the title's a little, out there, I guess. I'm just playing around. I have an idea towards, like, configuring weapon damage. And I think it's going to work out. One of the major things I always tell people, like, I don't play to meta, because meta doesn't work for me. And I feel like, it kind of hinders me personally. Because I do my own math, I do my own calculations, and I do my own tests. And pretty much that's the way we roll. But in this video, I have an idea to basically, for endgame trial scenarios, to increase the weapon damage for my whole party members. Just recently, I've been using some different type of configurations. So I'm not going to spoil it. So I'm going to surprise people. I'm going to be going over a lot of things here to see if we can make this work. And I anticipate nothing but positive results. So this is kind of the method behind the madness, I guess you'd say. In the overall aspect. Now, there's been a lot of content creators doing a lot of stuff, but the first thing I want to go ahead and do is stream offline. No, you're here, Marcus. You are here. I think everything's going as intended. Check out my latest video on my channel. You're at, now we don't do spam. Okay. We're going to block the user. Alright. Don't spam my channel, please. So, there it goes. Alright, so let's check this out. First thing I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm just going to go ahead and throw. This is going to be stamina. This is going to be a Stamplar. Now, ideally, what I want to do is I'm going to go craft some huntings. Like I said, I have major plans here. I'm not worried about anything to whatever. I'm going to get that nice charging maneuver. Okay. I'll unlock all the passives. I will be setting up in a house test. We'll be checking out static value for application. The way I roll. I'm going to need all my crafting up. It's going to be really important in this video and in what I'm hoping to do. Well, keep missing live streams. Every time it says go, you go live. I try watching, just says stream offline. Gotcha, dude. Gotcha. Well, you're here now. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for tuning in. I'm hoping this isn't going to be disappointing. I don't anticipate it to be, actually. Once again, I'm just the type of player that I literally try to get in what I'm doing, and then I got real life things going on, in the background. So, just kind of pulls me. My kids are older, so I'm kind of fortunate in that aspect that it's not cool to hang out with dad anymore. So, but definitely we're going to get this party rolling, and I'm really anticipating really positive results. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. We'll throw up the provisioning up there so I can craft some food too. So I can get everything up to ideal standards. Okay. Ah, shit. Wrong one. Hirelings don't really do me any good on PTS, so I don't need them. Don't need the hirelings. Alright, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, now I'm needing to go ahead put this on a bar that I can just quick slot and then go. Okay, now gonna go craft some hundings. It's the plan. That's the plan. Let's go get that hundings. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Looking forward to it. Looking very, very forward to doing this. You meta players, you know, they test that, they test everything that, you know, they get within a loot, but, you know, they forget in different values and have percentage scales and things like that. So I was like kind of doing math in my head, and I'm like, wait a minute, why did I overlook this? You know, this situation, like in a trial situation, you know, why, how did it slip my mind? And I was like, fuck, you know, honestly, I mean, it's not going to be an ideal scenario for all applications, for like 4-mans or anything. Hey, what's up, Swig? Welcome to the stream. If I DC, I'll be back. I mean, my GPU's been kind of like a little whatever. Let me actually get my mount speed up there too. So let's go up to supplies. Consumables. I want to get that progressive pouch. Okay, going to take the riding lesson, stamina, and the capacity. Let's get this up there, shall we? It's going to be a little laggy as this is just updating. It's not you, trust you and me, it's me. Frames or whatever. Come on. Click, 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 click. How fast can we go? There we go. It's picking up pace. Come on. All right. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Now, it's just I'm just on it because this isn't like meant to be like an ideal situation. Like I said, I'm just checking numbers, checking out stuff. It's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. It's what we do. It's what we do. You test, you test, you test. You keep testing. Always. Don't ever stop testing. Okay, now we're going to be down here in the little cavern part. All right, it should be like right around there. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to this so much. Meta. Forget the meta. We don't need no stinking meta. No. No. Mystic says fuck the meta. No meta. People want to know, like, you know, kind of whatever for me, but honestly, guys, I've just been doing MMOs for a very long time. Just very long. Too long. No, 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 no. No trolls. I am a naked Khajiit. I am a naked Khajiit. No, no. Alright. Finally get to join stream again. Looking forward to stream. Thanks, Marcus. I promise you're not going to be, I believe, disappointed. Alright, so I'm going to go back into my supplies. And I'm going to need crafting materials. Right? So, need that one. Those are runes. That's right. Okay. We'll craft food in a minute. Also looking forward to seeing you on Xbox. Thanks, Marcus. You know, a lot of people's been asking, and I have an Xbox, and I was like, you know, it's just time. You always need meta. Got to have all the cancer builds that one person thought of, right? Well, meta players have a hard time keeping up with old Mystic. You know, that's the funny thing, you know. You know, I kind of set whatever to do what I'm here to do. Try to go over numbers and percentages and try to keep it as simple as possible. I don't like to get too complex. All right. Now, we will be needing this. I will not get it at the moment. Furnishings. Don't need any of that. That's all friggin' house shit. I need that. Okay. I think we're good. I'm hoping. Yes, you need to join Xbox. Yeah, I'm coming. Haven't been disappointed in any of your videos so far. You won't be. You shouldn't be on this one either. I'm anticipating some really good shit. Oh shit. Okay. I forgot to do that. Alright, so I need to go to supplies. There should be a crate that tells me the other stuff. Master. It's the holiday book. Runes, alchemy. Furnishing crates. My other crap assets stuff. Don't need any of that. I think he said much. Yeah, I'm definitely coming, man. I'm looking forward to it. Where in the heck is my little friggin' shit to craft this stuff? It's my... Hold on. I'm trying to find it. See, this is all furnishing stuff, which I'll just get rid of. Take it all anyways. It's just going in my bag. I need the portable pantry. I'm gonna need that. Those are for my runes. Master. Alright. I'll need that too, whatever. Let's see. I'm hoping I can craft it. Those are ingredients. Limitless library. Yes. That's what I was looking for. This just tells me every motif in the game. There's a lot of motifs. All right. All right. Let's get cracking. Okay, we're going to go with the 5-1-1 configuration. No big surprise. Peril, heavy Hundings. Okay, 160. What style should we go with? That becomes the question. I decided that you cannot call yourself DPS if you do single target in dungeons. Right? You can't. That's truth. It is truth. Let's see. Apostle or Eben. I like the look of Eben. I'll just go with some Eben. Shit. Might as well. No. Hold on. Kind of want something a little cool looking, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll try this. It's fine. Okay, trait. We'll go with the infused chest. Okay. We're going to need weapons. So I'm going to go with maces just because of the penetration. I think I'm going to need a little bit on that pen. We'll keep it up there for what I'm trying to do anyways for the test. Okay. We're going to go with Nernholm on the primary. Hey, Rock, what's up, dude? So we're going one Nernholm. We're going to take this also to a sharpen. Okay. Prove. Now look, guys, here's the reason that gave me this idea. Okay. So Nernholm is a percentage value increased from base, right? So the idea is, you know, when you're looking at like a party, how do you get, you know, increased values? You typically your buffs, right? So any like a set like Hundings, and this is kind of where I'm going with Hundings, has a static value of 299 application to that. 14% added to the 299. But how do you increase the value further for your party if they're using Nernholm? That becomes the question. ESO invite me PSN name Arius God of War 09. Below that is Artist God of Rebirth. Okay, I'll try to look for you, Aaron. All right. I'll write it down here. Either that or shoot me one. It's Mystic Raven. I'm usually like whatever. You can. I always accept friend invites. But I'm on PTS, Aaron. Okay. We'll get all these values up. Well, I didn't need the one other weapon of Hundings. I only needed one. Okay. That should be fine. That should be good. I'm going to need a bow of Hundings. Okay. We'll keep it that style. Once again, we're going to go Nernholm main hand. Alright. Okay. Need a light. Waste. We need a divine. Canine pants, medium, infused. So that's 3, 4, and I need one more piece. We could probably go with like something like the feet. That should be fine. We want that divine too. That'll give us our 5 value. Yeah, it's crafting. Crafting sucks. It's not the most exciting thing to do. I'm not going to lie to you. But the best aspect to this, I don't have to like wait for training or anything. So half the wait is anticipation, Swig. You have to, you know, build yourself up to it. Build it up, build it up. It's what you do. You kind of set that. So the main reason I thought about this, because a lot of Magicka builds have sets that can alter their spell damage. Can't necessarily say the same, unfortunately, for stamina players, right? Penetration value, it becomes a more prominent need for stamina players, right? So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Okay. Now, mind you, I don't have them glyphed. I will be glyphing them, but I'm just going to put on the set. Love that little bug. Okay. We'll make sure the Nirnholm's always in main hand. Okay. Yeah, it's not a bad looking set. Does the Nirn affect the spell associated with the weapon or just light and heavy? No, it affects abilities as well. So, there we have it. 5. 299. Now keep in mind, look at that. We have a 299 value on top. So now I'm going to unlock my passives, get all that out of the way, increase those values even higher. Okay? So we're going to take advantage of, like, you know, stuff like just some of these passives. I'll just unlock them. Now, mind you, I still got to get into the champion system and do all that. Big one right there is the agility. Always go with that health recovery in the big one, max health. Okay. Okay. Get that nice undaunted passive of 6%. That's going to be really nice. Alright. Now, we're going to go down to Assault. Big one on this. This is what made me think of this. Caltrops. Just that simple. It's the Caltrops. Keep in mind the 12 seconds on this. I mean, just kind of bear with me with what I'm doing as I'm going along with this. Okay. Not to say I'm going to be using all of these, I'm just unlocking them. Yo, Val, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Power of Light, kind of a big one. Now, like I said, this isn't going to be like whatever. I'm just going to unlock the passives. I'm not really worried about any skills in here. Isn't it going to be 299 increased on the 5-piece? Right. It is, but when you add the Nirn, it's even more than that. Nirn's percentage value off your base amount of your thing. So currently my weapon damage now is 2,145. We get that passive in medium armor, right, for agility. We get the 299 value from the Hundings. We're also getting the 14% from the Nirnhone. So the base, the 15%, sorry. So 15%, the higher the value, right, of your base, Nirnhone scales up. It scales up with the amount of weapon or spell damage. That applies the effect to scale. So Nirnhone's scaling off the total amount, right? Now, the reason I'm going to be bringing this up, and this is really important here. So right now, for example, we have 2,145. Now I'm going to go into monster sets, and I'm just going to show this isn't, like I said, this isn't a configuration, but what I'm trying to show you guys is kind of going to be relative to what I'm anticipating for endgame application for me and my crew specifically. Okay, so for example, I'm going to go down to Kina, right? And I'm keeping it simple. I mean, you can break out your calculators if you want. That's fine. And I'm going to hit Beladrath, right? Now, I'm going to get the medium because I have one light and I already have one heavy. So I just need medium, right? So I need the medium head. And I'm going to grab medium shoulders of Beladrath. Now, once again, this isn't going to be proper on this. But guess what? It gives weapon damage value. Okay. So we're going to take a look at our character sheet, right? So we have a 2,145. So let me break out the calculator. Okay. So 2,145. All right. Now, we're going to take a look now at the headpiece of our Kina. That's going to add a 129 value. Now, ideally speaking, we should be sitting at 2,274, would you think, right? But now when you go in, look, it raised up above the value. So it actually, we got, so 74, take away 96. So we got a 22 increase because of the percentage value to Nirnhone, okay? So we got a 22-point increase, right? From Nirnhone. Nirnhone scaled the difference. It's scaling it up, right? The more weapon damage we're acquiring, the Nirnhone's scaling. It's scaling it. So it should have been 2,274, but it's not. It's 2,296. Why? Nirnhone. Percentage value. Scale. All right. And we can go in even further by applying the Beladrath. So once again, 129. No, we're going to more weapon damage, right? Because that scaling effect. Now, this is the only reason I'm bringing this up, because a secondary set, now keep in mind, we use caltrops. We slotted caltrops. It's very, very important that I'm mentioning this. Caltrops has a 12-second duration, right? But one of the sets I can backbar, and I can use this towards my end game to apply the effect to increase the Nirnhone, and thus increasing that damage, not only for myself, but for my party. Now, penetrating value is going to be a factor, right? It's going to be a factor. You can't ignore it. But look, I'm going to go to Telvar sets. What am I going to be grabbing? Oh my God, the Powerful Assault. Because this is the big one here. Spell Power Cure applies what? Weapon and spell damage, right? But guess what stacks with it? Powerful Assault. So when I cast an Assault ability, I increase the weapon and spell damage for up to 4 friendly targets within 10 meters by 164. That's going to be a stacked effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the hands. I'm also going to be grabbing the jewelry and the weapons. So I need another one hand. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab that one-handed weapon, a mace. Now, it could be swords and everything. Like I said, penetrating value is going to make a difference. I'm going to grab that lovely, lovely jewelry. Right? think there's one more piece I need. No. Okay. So now check this out. I'm going to go to my skills. I'm going to go back bar my caltrops, right? Now I want you guys to take a look at my weapon damage currently. Now mind you, I'm going to configure this. We can reconfigure it and scale it higher. It's not an issue. But 2,900, right? Now, we go back in. Look, 3,093. That's going to stack with Spell Power Cure. It's going to stack with it. That offers to you and 4 other players on the weapon damage. You're going to use caltrops in a rotation. Some class, somebody is going to have that applied effect within its rotation. Now keep in mind that caltrops has a 12-second duration where the set of the Powerful Assault only is going to apply what? 15 seconds. That's perfect for throughout the rotation. 15 seconds on the caltrop rotation. So you're looking at a 12-second window for reapplication, right? So you're going to have an 100% uptime based on an ability. Based alone on ability. That's huge. It's massive. So even if I wasn't going to use Kina, let's say I go with the proc of Veladrath. Now let's take a applied approach to this. So I'm going to go back into supplies. Okay. We're going to go back down. We're going to grab that nice medium because we've got to keep that passive passive. Okay, so now we have that applied. It's going to drop. We're going to lose that little extra from the Kina. Now we're going to configure our build. So Fighters Guild, right? No matter how we look at it, we can put this on the back bar, put it on the front bar. You know, whatever. We could put the rearming trap possibly here. I like to keep at least, you know, one of each. And let's say you're going to use, not to say that you will, it's all going to be dependent whether you or not you're going to be using a potion for your major savagery. I like this on at least one bar. I probably won't use it on this bar. Actually, I'll be getting rid of that because I'm going to be using, I'll keep it on the back bar bow bar, but I'm going to be actually using my jabs, which will give me the major savagery. So we'll keep that there for the biting jabs. We'll go down into our dual wield. We will unlock all of these passives as well. Okay. Now we can go with like our builder. We're going to need Steel Tornado. And let's say we go with the Hidden Blade for the Major Brutality, or the Flying Blade, or Shroud of Daggers. It's either up to you. If you want to use your Major Brutality potion because you have a different configuration, by all means. Okay, I'm going to go into the bow. Let's grab Ballista. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be the answer, but you add one player who has a caltrop to this set for endgame. That will scale everybody's. Let's go with the barrage. Alright. We'll use the poison injector, obviously. Get these passives unlocked. Okay. Now, a lot of people like to keep the caltrops on the bow so they can apply other effects. And that's fine, but I usually put Power of Light right here in my bar. So my Power of Light usually will go on my bow side. Alright. So it kind of has that configuration. Now we have this kind of configuration just set up, you know, whatever. But I'm going to take that out because now I can add that bleed because I'm going to get the major savagery. So I can add now my twin slashes, because keep in mind with biting jabs I have a spammable, or I can use a shield system or whatever have you. So I can put it something like this. I can go ahead put a Steel Tornado over here. Well, I won't need Steel Tornado, so actually that's kind of thing, because I won't be hitting it. So Blade Cloak, Deadly Cloak. We'll have a little bit more survivability, a little AoE damage, and then we'll have our AoE effect in effect. So now we can put our biting jabs right here. AoE, AoE, and caltrops on the back end. All right, so keep in mind we're getting major savagery when we activate. That Zane monster set is a bit OP, turns out. Cranking, yeah, we already knew it. Hey Riz, what's up? Welcome to stream. Isn't it still going to be 299 increased on the 5-piece bonus? 5-piece bonus $299, Riz. That's not the issue. Issue of it is Nirnholm scales percentage value. The higher your weapon damage, the more you're going to get from Nirnholm. So the $299 is a base value that's added to Nirnholm. It's going to scale off that. Forget Zane, that new tank monster set can have 100% uptime, right? They're keep in mind it's PTS, guys, so they'll adjust these values. But let's take a look prior, right? 3,035 without activation of the set, right? Now let's do this. I'm going to grab out the calculator again, right? So currently with this build configuration, now mind I don't have the Mundus yet. That's another factor. So 3,035. Now, if we were to believe that there's no scaling effect, right, to the Nirn, or if it was a flat value, then the set effect to the powerful assault would only add 164. So let's add 164, right, to the value. So it should be 3,199, but it's not going to be. So when I go ahead, lay it down, I get the proc, we look in, now look, 3,241. Right? Take away 3,199. What's the value? A 42 increase. Hey, Mystic, into changing out that Huntings for War Machine. Good friend of mine runs that build. He loves it. Nice. Excellent. Thank you, actually, Marcus. I never would have thought about that. That's actually a pretty cool idea. So, there we have that. That's kind of like, our setup, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go into Crown Store. I'm going to get a house, right? So, let's go into the housing. Actually, I have a house. Okay, I forgot. So it's in Hughesbane. So we're going to go there, and now we're going to apply the Warrior Mundus. Now keep in mind, I haven't configured anything. I haven't made any food. None of that is applied yet, as of yet. That tank except with Defile is awesome, especially for PvP. I mean, imagine that. Like, what it would do in PvP too. I mean, if PvE, it has some applications to it. I mean, that's to me is what's crazy about some of these sets. I mean, it's incentivizing. Are they going to adjust those values? Probably. We're still like, a month from going live. So we'll see what the devs decide to do. But, yeah. Now, also keep in mind, guys, like I said, Spell Power Cure is a 299 value. It's going to increase, right? So the more we gain, the more it's going to scale. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to browse, purchase, services. And I want that Warrior Mundus. Okay. We're going to place it. Should work there. Yep. Now look, we're going to pick it up. Now, like I said, penetration is going to still be a key factor. You Can't dismiss that. But look, 3,447 now, right? So let's once again take a look at the value. So we're going to clear it out. 3,447. Right. Now we're going to take a look at, once again, our powerful assault set. That's a 164. So if we add 164, and if we believed it was base, there was no scaling, that would be 3,611. But it's not. Once again, Nirnhone. Get that. Pop it open. Now look. 3,654. Takeaway, 3,611. That's a 43 increase. That's not even applying a spell power cure buff. Right? That's just the way it is. The way Nirnhone works. So the more your weapon damage and spell damage, the more it increases incrementally. So really, really nice setup here. What I'm trying to say with a configuration like this, somebody's going to use caltrops. So why would I not want 1 DPS backbarring this set if it's going to apply to 4 targets? If your team's going to use Nirnhone as a prime weapon that scales percentage value, right? And we know that Spell Power Cure is going to have a stacked effect, why wouldn't we want 1 DPS, 1 stam DPS, rolling this set as a back bar proc? That becomes my question. That becomes the question. Because it buffs the entire party for using something already in your rotation. That's what I'm saying. And that is the best aspect to this type of setup. Especially with the Stamplar, in my opinion. The Stamplar has a lot more room and flexibility in its build. Because we're not necessarily going to need, you know, the Fighters Guild for the Major Savagery. We're going to get the Major Savagery. But on the back bar, it's in our best interest to maybe still keep the Camouflage Hunter. Not that it'll fall off, but we're getting that extra 6%. So when we're taking a look at this application, we're at 3,000, right? So when I go ahead and I lay the caltrops again, I get the buff and I switch back over. Now I'm at the 3,202, right? There we have it. Now, let's add the champion point values, and let's distribute this. So we're going to go a little into the physical weapon expert, probably about 9%. I always go for the 75. Yep, that's perfect. Now, piercing is going to be a big time thing if you're trying to run this configuration. Why? We lack penetration value. That's where Maces comes in. So I usually go up to maybe about 45 without suffering too much diminishing return. We're going to increase that base. We'll put 1208 into precise strikes. That's the value of the Shadow Mundus. We don't want to lose out on that value either. We want to sum into thermometers, the way the scaling system works in. So I want that usually about 9%, between 9 and 11, 12, something like that. This is our base though, so I usually will always want to get this up to about 12 as well. So I'm going to scale this back to about 10%. Okay. Probably afford to drop a few points, but you don't want to drop too much. You're just going to need penetration. So the lover, like in a 4-man, is still going to be ideal. You're not going to take the warrior because those penetrating values are going to be deducted. So I kind of like this scenario. We're still sitting at around 10. I could probably afford to drop this down 9. You know, I don't like it. Keep that penetrating value up. Precise strikes, get the bonus from the crit, get the 75 for the butcher. Just nonchalantly, just slot whatever. that up to about 14%. We'll split the difference between Hardy and that, going about 10. Up. Put a little bit in thick skin, not too much. Okay, quick recovery, and we'll offset these values. I usually get this up to about 9, and then I can go ahead, come over here, put in maybe up to about 16. Right, that looks good. I can probably get this up to about 9. Looks good. And then I could put more into physical. And let's go with some spell resistance. Survivability is a key factor. Looks pretty, whatever. Break free, usually between 9, 10. Go 10. Reduction, always. Mooncalf, we'll try to maximize. Mystic, what is the knee's name have you been smoking? Skooma? I'm definitely on Skooma. Skooma. I'm a Khajiit. I'm definitely a dirty Khajiit. No. Alright. Let's take tenacity up to about 13. Okay. Take healthy probably around 6. I could probably go about 8. That's fine. I want to reduce cost. Always, always, always. Looks somewhat manageable. Okay. Now let's go back in here. Alright. So, weapon crit 60 on this side. Coming on the back end, 48. Keep in mind major savagery is not applied, but we're going to be using biting jabs. That'll apply. That'll get us up to about 57. So something like that. So you need to spend 1 point over the flat value. No. Right. It is the value is set at a whole number. A lot of people say you need to put 1 point over. That's not the case. Like for example, I'll reset this and I'll show you. Let's take a look at my regen, for example. 1,470. Okay. So I'll just kind of take a point out of here and put 1 over. Go back in. Look. So as long as it's into the whole number. So you need to be at the whole value. Got 19, right. And that's the way it's supposed to be set up for your distributing points. It has to be to the whole, because then those are jump points, right? So I'm going to take out this. And then, like right here, my health recovery. Now look. We'll confirm. We'll take a look at the health recovery. I got 1 point remaining. It's going to be under. We're going to be at 404. Right? So now I go back into the champion points. I set that to the whole value. That takes it over to its whole. And now we're at 407. It's Mystic! What's up, Pither, my man? Gonna have to change that. Right, so this is why I'm always saying meta players can't keep up with kind of the math behind what I'm doing. And I'm generalizing it. I mean, I could break it out, get the percentage value of every percentage of it incrementally increasing. But it is, right? And that's what I'm always telling people. Like, we're missing out on a perfect opportunity. I was like, you know, I've been using Powerful Assault on my Warden, my Stam Warden healer. And my friend Uology, give a big thumbs up to you. He definitely was like the one who inspired me. I'm like, you know, the funny thing about this is, I mean, penetrating value is a consideration, right? Because at this point, I'm under the penetrating value. Now, keep in mind the passives that we're going to be taking a look at in the dual wield, right, will give us a 20% over in that nice twin blade and blunt. So each mace gives a 10% towards the flat value of the 18.2, which is like 3,600 and something, deducted from the value, right? Now, the only penetration value we have besides that, right, because we're using Hundings, is our CP. So in the champion points, when we take a look at that, that's why our value's up at 4476. Now we have deducted values like Night Mothers and Alkosh and Sunderflame that could be deducted from the value of your party. But usually you want to stay between, even on that end, around about 7K. Or usually between 7 to 10K, so you don't over penetrate. Now, I wouldn't recommend the Crushers because you can actually get more DPS pushed out. Hey, Lewis! What's these metas players doing now? Nothing. They ain't got shit. No, not Math Mystic. Remember, build on Friday, right? Store, make sure you actually get that idea posted on this vid so I can hit that up. But no, you know, the meta players skip this. They bypassed it. It completely blew their fucking mind. That's like the 5-piece info. I always tell people, why do you want one person with Night Mothers? And they're like, to add the deducted value to increase your stamina's DPS. I'm like, exactly. So why would you want 5 pieces of info? Because it's 100% uptime, right? That applies the vulnerability. That's 8% increase to your entire party. The same rule applies to the powerful assault. I mean, it is a Telvar set, but it still is going to stack with spell power cure, thus increasing the value of your Nirnhold substantially for each of that effects that are going to stack with weapon damage. It's just the way it is. So what does meta have over me? Your math is, hold up, Mystic. Why not Lover? No, you're right, Storm. I was just covering it. The penetrating value would be low on this. So if I was in a 4-man, you're right, I would want Lover because the penetration's not enough. But when I'm in a 12-man, I don't need the Lover because we have deduction sets like Night Mothers, Alkosh, and Sunder. So you add those deducted value sets, you need less penetration because then you cap over the 18.2, you lose DPS, right? So that's a very, very key element. I always tell people, you know, depending on, like, if I'm using maces, I'm getting a 20% off of the value, right? So let's do the math here on the maces, for example. So I'm going to go ahead, and we know 18,200 is the what typically a boss resistance is. Okay, so I'm going to times that by 20%. It's 3,640 deduction, right? Off the top if you use maces. Because the maces is going to go ahead and deduct from the total top end value, right? So 3,640. So when I go back into the champion points, now we add what we've distributed into the champion system, right? Which is going to be our 4,476. So now we're looking at 8,000. So we would still be under, right? But that's why I want to go sharpen, so I can get that extra value. Now on the back bar on the bow, if we're still using Nirnhold on bow, we'd lose that. That's why you always want to go with the Lover, because if you don't have enough penetration, you need to make that up. Now it's a 3,200 and something on penetration. Look up the last sponsor video for my build. Right. No, you're right, Storm. What I'm saying, this isn't an ideal situation, Storm. What I'm saying is, on this video, what I'm saying is how Nirnhold scales. You would take the Lover. Right. No, you're right. So, because, let me get a target dummy out here. Looks like Khajiit with Gwar head. No, you're right on damage. But what I'm saying, in a 12-man, we deduct from the other sets that are being used by other party members. If that's the case, Storm, right, where our penetrating value is not exceeding the 18.2, right, If it's not exceeding it, what Mundus do you go with? If you have enough penetration, you go with the warrior, right? So if you go with the warrior, if 4-man you're not going to, you're right, you're going to take the lover. You need more penetration because we're looking at a 5,260 applied to that. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, and that still makes us well under. So that's 8,116. So we go ahead, we add the 5,200 and let me actually take a look. I want to say 60, but you know, I'm on PTS, so I have the luxury of being able to just go with the piercing. Okay, so major breach is 5,280. Okay, so 60. I messed up by 20 points. Add that. Now we're only at 13. We're still under on a 4-man. We are way under penetrating value. Even with the crushers, which is like 1,600, and well, I'll just round it up to 1,600. That's only 15. We're still 3K down, so that's why you need the lover, right? You need it. You have to have it in a 4-man. It's not enough. So you're right. Right? So if I go ahead and I go into this and that's what I want. And we go to services and we go to the lover, right? Because now we need penetration. So we're going to purchase this and we're going to place it. If I can use it. I'm stuck. I hate the camera angle on that. Okay. All right, let's try it now. Okay. Now. Now, when we take a look, right? We're going to get about 3,000 and something on 3,784, right? So we're going to add that to that value. Because you're right, Storm. We would be under penetrating. We'd lose DPS. So let me actually make sure everything's good on that. 3,784. So now we're over penetrated, right? So now we're looking at 18,780. We can deduct that value from the CP system. So now when we take a look and we can go into the CP system and we want to go ahead and deduct the value from 18,200. The difference of 580 on the penetration over penetrating value. So we're going to take out this down to about 3,000. And I'll keep it around there because bow doesn't have the same effect as mace. If I was to use maces. Now keep in mind, I could use swords as well. So I'll keep it around 4,000. Now, that gives me an extra percentage towards this value. I have 2 points left over. And I can go back and just put it in there because I'd lose the value anyways. So now we got that going down. Right. So this is what I'm trying to say. An end game scenario. If your party is using Nirnholm as a main, right? And a healer, most likely 98% chance a healer is going to be applying Spell Power Cure buff, right? You would want one DPS with Powerful Assault. One shot bet Hellrod build. Tell you, man. I'm telling you, the meta players ain't doing it, man. They ain't cutting it. I mean, there we got like 3,035, right? But it doesn't matter. Like once I apply this effect, we're getting that scaled effect. And that's applying to 4 other players. So if you're on a stack in DPS is that going to be a substantial amount of boost? Especially during burn phase? Absolutely. Absolutely. Abso-friggin-lutely. You would have one person roll with this. Why? The same rule applies with the Night Mothers and with your Alkosh and Sunder. Right? Because once we apply the deducted values, we can drop and thus increase the amount of damage. Less penetration, more to base value, right? That's the way it goes. So why would you not want one stam DPS rolling the powerful assault in endgame? It's crazy not to. It is crazy not to. So at the end of the day, I'm really, really pumped that, you know, this is going to be a new configuration for my stamina build. What I'm going to be working on for my Stamplar. So this will be a real build that I'm going to be coming out with for endgame. And because the simple fact of it is, why am I not, if I'm going to use caltrops, if I'm going to use them, why wouldn't I want my, not only to buff myself, but buff my party members? Does Mystic have a PvE Stam Warden DPS build out there? I can't figure out my rotation on my Warden. I do. But that's the hardest part, Lewis, is the DPS rotation on Wardens is a little clunky. I'm hoping maybe one day I'll kind of go over it. I just got so much going on. Like today, I got that new build video out for the Sork tank. And then I was like, you know, I had some things to do in real life. Mystic, I had a Nightblade healer, and he was good. A bit low on health, but did a good job. Thanks, Storm. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad. And I'm really liking that with the mentor, with the skill advisory system. And I don't know if you guys have gotten to check this out, but seriously, this system is so badass. I mean, it is so badass. Okay, so when I go in here and I change builds, look at this. So it's got an an innate where you're starting to learn how to level it. Everything starts off Magicka. Then you have your Magicka DPS. You have your Stamina DPS. You have your tank, right? Looky, roll, tank, right up here. Tank roll for Templar. Got down here, you have the healer, right? Then you can turn off the advisory. But each of the classes are set up this way now, where it's giving the like an idea to how to help you with the Magicka, how to help with stamina, how to help with tank, and of course how to help out with the healer. Love it. I mean, it's not perfect and it's not meant to be, but it's setting you new players in the right direction, and maybe even some vet players who kept saying, well, Templars can't tank. Oh, well, Nightblades can't heal. Well, that's the way it is. What is the name of this build so I can look it up? Oh, the Warden build? Let me take a look at it. I think I have it. Holy shit, maybe I don't. I hope. I thought I posted it. We'll find out. You might actually have me working on the weekend, Lewis. Because I'm hoping... Let's go to my playlist. You might be right. You would know. You would know. You might have me working this weekend, Lewis. Not, but this is my job. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm slacking. I'm sorry. Oh, I got so much. Dang it, Lewis, you're right. Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it's skill advisory. You're right, Lewis. I'm going to have to work this weekend. Damn you. Warden Stamina, Skanky Bat, Guano Bomber Bill. I might have to actually take that one. Copyright that one. That's a pretty good idea. You should copyright it. But, yeah, no. I definitely feel like, you know, this is kind of the test and the setups. Oh, no. You're fine, Lewis. It's what I do, man. So I'm going to be working this weekend. This is what it is. Yeah, I've got to do something. But yeah, no, I honestly think that this type of configuration has been overlooked in endgame. Meta players who claim min-max and meta, it's been overlooked. And honestly, I don't know how. I even missed it. Like, unless Uology would have mentioned the powerful assault, so I was using the application for my Warden healer, which is not an end game healer, FYI. It's just like something I can use in bets and, you know, have fun with it. I mean, could it be end game viable down the road? Well, a lot of things would have to change. You know, the devs would have to bump up the powerful assault, and they would have to give a little bit of the buffs in the kit for Stamina Warden Healer. As is, it works, Problem of it is there's not enough utility to offer a party in endgame scenario for a stamina healer. 4-mans, it works out great. Trials, it could be worked as a support build, but not necessarily in your traditional sense of healing role. But you know, I'm being practical, you know, just being a practical kind of player. But this oversight is huge. This is a big oversight. I mean, if let's say in a trial scenario you have 12 and you have 4 stamina DPS and they stack together and one has the applied effect of the powerful assault, is that relative? Abso-fucking-lutely. Because if they're going to use caltrops, it's set to the rotation. We got to hook up on PTS and try the new Dungeons Mystic. I've already been in them, Rock, but I will definitely, I'll be on PTS tomorrow afternoon. Make sure I'm on your friends list as the friends list do transfer. So make sure you throw me a friends list. It's at Mystic Raven 40. MYSTICKRAVEN 40. Add me. We'll go ahead and we'll do something tomorrow afternoon. I'll be on tomorrow afternoon. And Lewis has me working this weekend. So Friday, Storm, make sure you post your build idea in this link so we can get Sponsor Friday and get you on bat. If anybody else has any build ideas and you are a sponsor, please, please, please post it below. I would love to go ahead and check it out, see what we can do to customize your build to your playstyle. If you want me to do that and you're not a sponsor yet, please download the YouTube gaming app. Go to the page, hit sponsor. It costs $5 a month. You do not have to keep it. But that lets me know that you've sponsored and that you want me to take a look at a build. I would be more than happy to do such and just to try to configure and optimize it for your playstyle. That's what I do every Friday. Yeah, it just make them all Nords and it's perfect. Nord Nation. Jump in icy water and freeze and be all excited. Don't need no caffeine. Anyways, seriously, guys, this is great. This is why meta players don't have shit on me. I mean, they could say whatever. You know, they're skilled gamers. They're whatever. But meta players... Yep, that's it. That's my game. So make sure you get a hold of me, Rock, and tomorrow afternoon we'll play around some of those new dungeons. Definitely. I haven't had enough yet, not yet. But this kind of type of configuration has been overlooked, and it's sad. You know, they want to say min max. Do the math. Don't say you're min max. Don't call yourself elite. Don't stop. Please stop. 21 years, boys and girls. Who goes? Who knows? But it was overlooked even by me, to be honest with you. You know, Uology set me in. I just was like, you know, fucking caltrop rotation. Wait, 18, well, 15. Whoa, what the fuck? 12 and 15. Whoa, shit, 3-second, you know, duration between the laps. I'm like, fuck me. And I'm just like, oh, shit. So, that's what we do. Now watch, if this becomes meta, if this fucking becomes meta, where one stamp DPS is rolling a powerful assault, and it becomes Stamplar, I will shit myself. Because I'm not trying to contribute to the meta. No. I got 5 Nords and 1 of each other's races for some variety. I like variety. That's why I try to dive into everything. But yeah, I'm going to be coming to Xbox in March. Should be between, you know, around middle of March. I should be on Xbox. It'll be really nice. I have to start everything over. I'm still trying to play catch up on PC. PlayStation, I'm good. For even I could take over a year off on PlayStation. I'd be good. But there it is, guys. And the funny thing is, I worked my butt off trying to get a lot of this stuff in. I had to turn down trials. I was supposed to be on trials yesterday. Was supposed to be in 2 trials yesterday, and vet trials, and I turned them both down just so I could get this shit out of the way. And Lewis, I will get that Warden build out for you. I promise I will try to get it to you. Also, Lewis, if there's something you're looking for in Warden, maybe that's a Sponsor Friday idea. We could do that. Actually, I'm going to add it. Storm, you're up on deck. Post yours first. Lewis, we're going to work on Stam Warden Friday. There we go. All right. There it is, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked the video. I'm Mr. Craven, the CSO Daily. Thank you for watching, and once again and always, fuck the meta. Have a nice day.